not even going to do an intro. Just
no intro. No intro time.
by the name of this video, you're going to know what we're talking about.
Yes.
And I have to tell you, this is the saddest, the happiest, the trippiest, this is worse than acid, in my opinion.
Worse than acid that you've never done.
You've probably done it.
I haven't done acid, okay?
But let's not get off topic.
Okay.
It's literally, we don't know what the fuck happened.
Life is strange. Episode 5. The final finale of the most amazing thing I have ever paid $20 for.
But for those of you who don't know, I feel like we should probably summarize in like a few sentences.
What the entire series. 4. Okay. Episode 1.
Episode 1 was the build, was the startup.
You started off where it all ends. Which I love.
Episode 1 built up the characters. You had Max Caulfield, you had Chloe, you had Chloe's mom, you had Dave, you had Mr. Jefferson, you had the principal,
you had Kate, all of the other important characters that actually don't even, at some point, they all don't even matter.
They won't matter at some point, and we'll get to that later. But it builds up on these characters so you know what kind of environment you're in. The first person you're going to like is Mr. Jefferson.
You're going to love Mr. Jefferson.
You're going to be like, he's the favorite. He's probably the best teacher I've ever seen.
Can you describe the entire thing?
We're going to go episode by episode. We're not going to tell them what happens until we get to that. Now, you should know if you're thinking about buying that game.
Do it.
And do it.
Definitely.
And if you play episode 1, just remember that the people you see are not how you think they are. Because there are like...
Everything is not what it seems.
Everything is twisted as fuck. But it is probably the greatest experience you'll ever have. I literally cried. I didn't cry.
He didn't cry. He has no tear ducts.
I had a tear.
I burned them out.
I was like, oh my god.
He had a tear and it was gonna submerge, but it didn't.
So episode 1 was Max and Chloe, when they first met. Not when they first met. She moved back from Seattle.
Well, no, let me tell you.
Okay,
you have holes in your memory. Okay, first you start off by the lighthouse. And when you start off by the lighthouse, there's a storm. And at first you don't know what's going on because you just put into this environment in like out of nowhere. But then when you get to the top of the lighthouse and the lighthouse is destroyed, it falls down towards you and then you black out and you wake up in class. And the first thing you see is Mr. Jefferson teaching, and he looks at you. Now, this scene isn't really important until episode 5.
The scene's also in the demo, so if you played the demo, you know what we're talking about.
Okay, now the next main scene is definitely when you leave the classroom and you go into the bathroom. First, you see a butterfly, because...
You see a butterfly on a bucket, a blue butterfly.
Well, no, you're looking in the mirror and you're just like about to have a breakdown, and you see this butterfly and you're like, oh, what a perfect portrait. So you follow the butterfly into a corner and then you snap a picture. But then you hear someone bust into the bathroom and it's Nathan Prescott, and he's just like having another emotional breakdown.
Nathan Prescott's kind of crazy. The Prescott family plays a
big role. They do.
They play a big role, but you'll never actually... The only one you'll ever experience is Nathan. Their family influences the world that you're in, but you'll never actually see them. Like, the reason people do what they do is because of the Prescotts. Yeah. And
the next thing that happens is Chloe comes in the bathroom because either Chloe owes him money or he owes her money. I don't really remember which one it is.
I thought it was Chloe had dirt on...
Yeah, he had dirt on... Yeah, she had dirt on Nathan, and she wanted money. And Nathan pulls out a gun because he's tired of being messed with. And she struggled. They both, struggle for the gun, and he shoots her. But right as he shoots her, you jump out from behind the stalls that you were behind, and you rewind time.
All the way back to the classroom.
And you get back up, and you're just in total... awestruck. You're just completely unaware of what just happened. So then you go through the steps again, and you save Chloe.
You hit a fire. You go in there. You move
the janitor's wagon cart, and then you pick up a hammer and bust the fire alarm, and then set it off. And I don't really remember what happens after that. I know you save her. Everyone leaves.
They run out, and then you run out. Everybody's already out, and then you experience Mr. Chloe's stepdad.
Yeah, David.
And then he's questioning you, and then the principal comes out.
Yeah, the principal questions you too, and they both ask the same thing. They're asking why you're wandering the halls.
Now, just saying, if you have this game and you've never played it, and you're thinking about playing it, or you're thinking about buying it, you need to withhold all that information. Just withhold it.
The next thing that happens is I don't really remember what happens.
You go back to your room.
Yeah, you go back to your dorm, and
there's the two girls, and she kicked one of them.
Yeah,
she left one of them there.
That's an unimportant storyline, but you're trying to help two people that are fighting with each other. And but you eventually help them because
one of them's pregnant.
Yeah, you actually if you stay in the room and you don't do what you're supposed to, you look down. There's actually a pregnancy test right in front of her desk, and it says positive on it. But if you pick it up, she's like, "I think you should leave." It's just like, "You've been here too long. You should leave."
Yeah, but that's unimportant.
That's unimportant. Okay, the next big thing that happens is
probably hit that guy fighting Nathan whenever Chloe comes up in the truck.
Yeah, that's definitely it. Warren and Max are outside and they're just talking, and Nathan comes up and he's like, "Oh, I know you were in the bathroom," and then they get into this whole thing, and then Warren's like, "Leave her alone," and Nathan just like punches him in the face and knocks him down.
Nathan punches Warren? I thought Warren hit Nathan and then Nathan started beating the shit.
No, I think
I'm sorry, it's been a while.
Yeah, it really has. I think Nathan pushed Warren down.
Because I know whenever she got in the truck and they drove off, you could see Nathan
him beating him. Yeah, what happened was Warren was like, "Leave him alone." Nathan pushed him down.
And Chloe pulls up.
Chloe pulls up and almost kills Max. She gets in the car with Chloe. They drive off, and in the rearview you see Warren getting beat up. And then they go to Chloe's house, where you see her mom. You see her stepdad. Her stepdad's not actually there, but you see her mom, and you go. Her
mom was there?
No, her mom wasn't there. Her mom was at work.
Yeah, her mom wasn't there. It was just you and Chloe.
But you go upstairs, and you're just like. That point's not really important either. You're just kind of acting stupid.
But whenever you are there, you need to look at every nick and cranny.
Yeah, there's always an option to look at something, and you definitely definitely look at it.
A lot of times, when there's options to look at shit in games, I don't look at it. I'm just like, I want to get on. Life is Strange. You need to look at everything.
Everything is vital. Because if it's not given to you. Then you because most of the stuff that's given to you, not all of it's important, but if there's something that's just lying around and you can look at it, most of the time it's vital information.
Or it's backstory with you and Chloe, or
there's always pictures. Yeah, there's even little mixtapes that y'all used to make or something like that. And even when they go and look at her couch, what she does, she's going into the garage and she sees her couch and she's like, "Oh, remember when we used to play pirates and that used to be our pirate ship?" And they go into the garage, and not they, but Max does.
Because she's getting screwdrivers to fix a camera.
Yeah, and she eventually, finds, if you open one of the cabinets, it's all the way at the end, to the left. If you open it, there's this TV in there, and if you turn it on, it has
security cameras.
Yeah, there's surveillance cameras all over the house. Their stepdad, her stepdad is, stalking them. And,
it's weird, because they live with him.
Yeah, but he's not really stalking them. It's not like a weird fetish thing. He actually just wants to protect them, but he's going at it the wrong way. And he's really making Chloe
David's his name, right?
Yeah, David.
He's going to seem like an asshole until episode 4.
Yeah.
Not even episode 5. Episode 5. Whenever you get to episode 5, you're going to be like...
You're going to realize how much of a dick he really isn't.
You're going to be like, holy shit.
But that's all episode 2.
That's really it for episode 2. Episode 3 was...
Episode 3, you actually... I don't remember
that was
what
the
happens.
one whenever you went into the gym with the swimming pool.
Yeah, you go into the gym and you go swimming.
But before that, you break into the principal's office.
Yeah.
And you steal $5,000.
Yeah, but the $5,000, you find out what that was actually for at the end.
In episode 5, that wasn't his personal money. So just saying, guys,
it wasn't the principal's money.
For those of you who haven't played episode 5, By the way, it is out.
Yeah, it just came out like 3 days ago. But after that, you go to the swimming pool, you go swimming, and then you almost get caught, so you hurry up and run. David is like
Chloe's stepdad. David's the security guard at the school you're in.
Yeah, and he's like patrolling the school grounds, and he hears something. But you eventually go back home, and then the next day, there's a bunch of bullshit between David and Chloe's mom, and she gets pissed off thinking about.
Shit. Because Chloe almost dies in every episode.
No, that was at the end of it.
No, if you think episode 2. No, what episode are we on? 3. So no, there's the railroads. Whenever she dies.
Oh yeah, we forgot about that.
Yeah,
that was actually episode 2.
Okay, we gotta go back for a second. In episode 2, you're gonna notice this throughout every episode except episode 1, I think. Chloe almost.
No, episode 1 is when the first time she almost gets killed.
Oh yeah, in every episode, either Chloe dies
or almost dies.
Think about that before you play episode 5.
Yeah.
No, where were we? Episode 3.
Yeah.
Or 4? No, 3.
And
right. At the end of episode 3. You go back in time. You start
Chloe's
to
dad.
You start to fuck everything up. You go back in time too far.
Yeah, you go back years, 5 years,
to when Chloe's dad was still alive. Will. Now Will is a character that you hear a lot about, but you don't ever see him until episode
5,
3.
Yeah, it's the only time you ever see him.
He's that good dad character
who abruptly dies.
He just kind of dies, and then Chloe becomes, I guess, emo?
No, she goes into a depression.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the blue hair and the punk rock. I guess she'd be punk rock.
Yeah, punk rock.
What you do is he lost. He takes his keys and he gets his car. So what you do is you take his keys before we find him. You throw them out the window.
Yeah, you just hide them
because if he gets in his car. He gets in a car accident and he dies.
Yeah, so he instead of getting in his car, he goes to the bus stop because he doesn't have his keys. He goes to pick up her mom. He lives, And
then her life carries on until probably, I guess, her 16th birthday when they get her a car, and then she gets into a car accident.
She becomes a paraplegic in a wheelchair. And you don't see that until the end. You don't know how it happens until the end of episode 3 because they show you through pictures. They don't piece it together.
They don't even show you her at the end of episode 3. They show you whenever you go back and forward, you're at the school.
Yeah, but then you go to her house.
Yeah, and that's the start of episode 4.
No, that's not. The end of episode 3 was a major cliffhanger. Remember?
Oh yeah,
because it was Chloe in a wheelchair.
So episode 4 is whenever you pop up.
And you go to her house and y'all go to the beach.
Okay. So, I guess now we're at episode 4?
Yeah.
We're getting,
episode 4...
We're getting somewhere with this, okay? Just...
In episode 4, you go to the beach with Chloe and you're talking and, you're just reminiscing about when y'all were kids. Because at this point...
Because this is an alternate reality.
Yeah, at this point, y'all haven't been spending time together. It's like Max just came back to talk to Chloe.
Everything that happened in episode 1, 2, 3...
Whoa. And just 3.
Just 3.
It hasn't happened.
By the time, whenever you go into this alternate reality where Chloe's dad's still alive, none of that has happened.
Yeah. And then what you do is y'all go back to Chloe's house and you're in her room and y'all watch a movie together. And it's real late, so y'all fall asleep. And then the next morning, you wake up and you start looking around, and then she wakes up and then
she tells you to go get her some morphine.
Yeah, because she's in pain, and you go to get her morphine. Then you come back down. And then she starts talking about how useless she is and how close she is to dying, and she asks you to kill her.
Now, whether or not you should kill her or not, because either way it goes, you're going to focus on this picture and you're going to go back where everything's back to normal.
Yeah, because it's very linear at that point.
But because of what we saw in episode 5, I'm going to just say it, you get messages from alternate Chloe in episode 5.
Yeah, you get messages from alternate universes that you've been in.
Because shit's going to start twisting up, but we're not going to talk about that just yet. So depending on whether you should just let her live, focus on the photo, and have everything be back to normal or not is totally a debatable subject.
Because you can do both and still go on. Because you can kill her, and then it'll tell you to go back and
focus on the picture wherever she's still alive. But the thing is whenever you go into episode 5, it seems like if you let her live, because we let her live.
Yeah.
We just focus on the photo and whatnot. She sends you messages like, "I can't believe you abandoned me again."
Yeah, why didn't you do my last request and kill me?
Okay. So it's almost like she hates you
for not killing her.
So that's totally up to you. After you go back to the future where Chloe's still alive, you runs in, you're in a room, and then you have to do the thing with the picture, trying to track down Nathan Prescott about the thing with the phone.
You talking about episode 5?
No, episode 4.
Oh, okay.
After you make Chloe have blue hair again.
Oh yeah, after you bring her back to her normal self.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're trying to figure out what's going on with Rachel, what happened to Rachel and everything. So you, I don't remember, that one's like a big blur of what happened there.
Yeah, that.
It's pretty blurry to me. But like, what it is like you eventually go to the end of the world party, and
we do need to talk about something right before that, or maybe he did. Whenever you find Rachel's body. No,
that was afterwards.
That was after
that?
Yeah,
you're skipping way ahead. That was after that.
Okay.
But we can cut that out. You go to the end of the world party, and then you actually see Nathan and everyone there, and that's not really important because right afterwards you leave and you get a message from Nathan, and he says he's gonna. Wait, no, we already found Rachel's body.
That's what I'm saying.
Because he said he was gonna dispose of the last of it.
Because you had. I don't know. You know what? Taking what we just said. A lot of that is what happened. It's just not on the straight and narrow like we were hoping for.
It's not put together. It's mixed.
Episode 4 is kind of mixed up. Episode 1, 2, and 3, we got pretty much the sum of it.
Yeah.
Right there. Episode 4 is now we're going to talk about episode 5.
Episode 5
is the longest one.
Yeah, it really is. So besides 1.
5's longer than 1.
Yeah, but I'm saying like 1 is.
One's like the second longest.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Because it was at first it was the longest one.
Okay. At the very end of episode 4, Mr. Jefferson, the teacher that I said you would love, he killed Chloe and drugged you.
He actually when you go to find Rachel's body to see if she's still there, he you kind of step back because she's still there and it's still a shock to you, and he kind of sticks you in the neck with his needle and dopes you up so bad that you can't reverse time.
Now before Chloe could do anything, she did have a gun. She did have a gun on her. And she was going to pull it out.
She pulls it out, and right as she points it at him, she gets shot in the head.
Now, it's literally the most horrifying scene in that movie.
It's
literally, you could see, he shot her in the head. You could see the
movie.
You could see, the bullet in the...
Yeah, it was if you love this game as much as we do, it's really hard to watch your favorite character die, or one of your favorite characters die.
Because, as you know, if you know the game, you know that Chloe and Max are probably the biggest ship characters I've seen.
Yeah, they really are.
They're the lesbian couple.
I feel like that's over now, though.
Probably after episode 5.
But then in episode 5, you actually wake up in the dark room tied up because he killed Chloe and he took you to the dark room to do the same thing I did with Rachel, except he sees you better fit because he can distill you and frame you better. He can capture your, what did he call it?
I don't know. I just know it was really it's not mythology. I don't know the word.
Psychological?
Cryptic. I'll use that word.
Okay.
He said a lot of really cryptic shit.
Cryptic shit. He really did, though. Because at the beginning of the game, you don't hear it until episode 5 when you revisit the beginning of the game.
Okay, we're getting a little too far ahead. Okay, whenever you find a picture of yourself, what you have to do is you have to focus on that picture, and the only way to get out of this is you have to go back in time. Okay, again, to another point wherever Mr. Jefferson's there earlier before. It was actually a few hours, I think. Because it's all take place over a period of 5 days.
Yeah.
But Mr. Jefferson's there. I believe you kick something.
You move the card over, and then you try to focus on the picture and rewind.
And you go back again, don't you? To where you're not in the dark room.
Yeah.
And that's when shit starts to get weird. Because you got this storm, right? The storm is caused
by all the ripples in time that you've caused has caused the storm. And at the beginning, you're predicting the storm at the very beginning. So what it is, it's really mind-boggling because you're predicting something that you're going to cause because you predicted it. You predicted it so that you could stop it, but you're the one causing it.
Now, here's where it gets trippy. The storm starts. Okay, whenever you first predict it, you could argue that the storm wasn't actually going to happen if things played out the way they were supposed to play out.
Yeah.
Chloe was supposed to die.
From the very beginning.
From the very beginning.
That was her destiny.
Her destiny was to die. That's why in every episode...
she dies or comes close to death.
I really believe, now that I think about it, that storm was because Destiny is trying to kill her.
It's trying to take care of something it couldn't take care of. So if it kills everyone, no one can stop her from dying. I feel like that might have been what it was.
That sounds... It's like a 6E tornado or some shit.
Yeah, it was. It was a 6E.
And I don't even think that's a rating on the scales.
I don't think it is either. But it was a major tornado. And it was going to wipe out everything.
It was either Chloe dies or this tornado wipes out everything until it kills her.
Yeah.
Because Destiny just don't give a fuck.
And you want to tell them the end? Because that's right there.
There's a lot of really trippy shit. I don't really want to talk about that too much.
I don't want to get too deep into that.
There's two endings. We don't know if one of them works. The one we picked is where we sacrifice Chloe for Arcadia Bay. What happens is...
that's what's supposed to happen.
I believe there's a season 2 that's going to be lore.
Yeah.
That you sacrifice Chloe. You go back in time to in the bathroom. You pop up in the bathroom, you see the butterfly, you take the picture.
You sit down, you wait for everything to play out.
You see Nathan Prescott come in.
You hear him come in.
You hear Chloe come in. The lines they say are literally the lines they said in episode 1.
And then you just watch Max break down in the midst of it.
Nathan kills
Chloe. He freaks out about it. They find her. They arrest him.
And then things play out the way
they were supposed to. And if you actually pay attention, at the very beginning, they have that deer that's very faint. And then if you look at her neck at the end, she's wearing a necklace with a deer pendant.
This deer is in like...
It's like, I feel like you said, it's her spirit animal.
It's like in every other episode.
It's in every other episode, definitely.
Whenever there's almost like glitches in like time.
Yeah. Like,
it's almost like this deer is showing her what's supposed to happen.
Yeah, it's like it's in like multiple dimensions. It's why it's so faint, because it's cutting through every dimension.
You in episode 5, you cross through like multiple dimensions.
Yeah.
Like shit gets weird, like the floor starts to disappear.
And you're just like walking on this single path.
And like you see like your entire relationship with Chloe. And not just
like
Chloe.
In reverse.
And just like not just Chloe, but like alternate Chloe.
Yeah.
Like everything that's
the way it goes in reverse is weird, because when you get to alternate Chloe,
everything starts to go forward.
Yeah, it starts to go forward in a way. Because like everything after alternate Chloe
is what happened forward after, all the way to the point where you are now.
Exactly. So it all just plays out in the end the way it was supposed to. Chloe was eventually supposed to die, which she did if you sacrifice Chloe. So that's episode 5. That's Life is Strange completely. That's it.
Pretty much. Yeah, that's pretty much. We've pretty much covered everything. The biggest one we wanted to cover was episode 5.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. It's a big trip. Now, even the way we said it, the way we've explained it, it's not going to ruin the experience.
It won't. It's still really amazing.
You're still going to get tripped. Like, I had goosebumps at playing. We were literally just playing episode 5 like 20-something minutes ago, and I had goosebumps like the entire time. And I don't get goosebumps. I teared up. I don't tear up.
So that's it for today.
We thank you for watching this video. Hopefully you stuck around this long. If you did, we thank you. And
if you don't care about Travis's opinions.
Well, if you don't care, if you didn't stick around, then fight me, bitch.
Gavin loves you.